18-year-old honor student. His name was Darian Albert, for those that haven't heard. He was beaten to death outside of a Chicago community center in broad daylight by a group of teens, his own peers. His tragic death has shocked the nation, and a lot of people are starting to speak out. One of those people is a hip-hop artist who's written an open letter to all the young people out there that were involved in that violence. So we brought him on the show to speak to us today. Please, 106 & Park, welcome Nas.
Distinguished gentleman, cooks a castle on his back, made backup. Exotic lady, eye catcher, holla at ya. Call me the chiropractor, working like Muay Thai class, can press fire.
What up?
What's up, homie? First of all, thank you for coming on the show, man. We appreciate it.
Definitely.
Man.
Yeah.
So what did you think when you initially heard this story, man?
I heard the story. It's like a story like I heard before, seen it before, been there before, know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? I just felt for the parents. You know what I mean? It's like we growing up in a crazy age, and you know, I just felt like writing this thing. I do this blog every once in a while on this company Global Grind. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So Russell, I try to, yeah, that's Russell Simmons joint. Shout out to Russell, and yeah, I just was feeling it. I saw what happened, and you know what I mean, it just touched me. So I just wrote about it. I've been getting so much feedback. So much good feedback from a lot of TV networks that, and BT call, I'm like, yeah, I'm there. So, you know.
Well, we appreciate it, man. It's a really intricate letter, very introspective. What do you want kids at home to take away from that letter when they read it?
You know, when I wrote it, I didn't think about who I didn't know who would read it. I just wrote from the heart and just, you know, just said what I was feeling. You know, I stated it like young warriors. That's what we are. You know what I'm saying? The boys and girls growing up in, whether you're from Chicago or from LA or from, you know, New York, you know, we all young warriors. We've been born in a storm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's a lot of things out there that's out to get us. It's a lot of traps out there. And the reality of it is only us that's filling up the prisons, man. So it's like, you know, how long can we sit back and just watch us being loaded up in the prisons?
Exactly. We like our own worst enemy sometimes. Let's take a look at some of the excerpts from this this letter you wrote. Let's take a look at it on the screen. It'll pull up. We choose the dumbest things to go the hardest for. I remember seeing deaths over 8-ball jackets, Fila sneakers, and nameplate chains. Deaths over he say, she say. Does it bother you to see this next generation succumbing to the same things that your generation went through and the generation before yours, especially in the year of a black president and all of this positivity going on? Does it bother you to see that still happening?
Yeah, it bothers me, yo. We got at least three years of Barack, 3 years and 3 months, like with Barack here, and that's enough time for us to figure a lot of things out. See, all of that stuff is kind of played out, killing each other. That's played out. You know what I'm saying? We seen the movies, we read the Feds magazines, we know how the story ends from the Alpos and the Rich Porters and dudes around my way, even Supremes and all of that. We know how the story ends if we're not on the right track, because there's a lot of forces out there that's trying to put us inside of jail or in the early grave other than ourselves. So why would we help that enemy out?
Like we see that, we know the end of the movie, but it's like we still gotta live it out.
We still want to live it out.
Yeah.
It's just we want to live it. You know what I mean?
Let's take another look at a portion of this letter as well. We got to get on our jobs and take over the world, because this movie left the theater years ago. Like you mentioned, you got Juice, Menace, Boys in the Hood, Blood and Blood Out, Belly. We could take it all the way back to Scarface. I mean, but when you look at some of these movies, you was in Belly. Do you feel like it's the responsibility of the people that are in these movies and in the hip-hop industry? Does some of this kind of fall on our shoulders since we talk about the guns and talk about the violence so much?
A little bit, because we benefit from it. We make money from it. So that means we can't leave the hood out. The hood need the love, you know what I'm saying? We can't just move off behind the white picket fence and forget the hood. That's what made us. But it's really not our responsibility. Y'all feel me on that? Yeah, I'm saying.
But how do we balance? Because I struggle with this every day, even when I play the videos and everything, and then you see some of the, you know, the young ladies want to be like that. They talk about the guns and the drugs, and then you see the young men, and you kind of feel that guilt. How do we balance that?
I mean, it's up to every individual. You got to know within yourself, like, you know, you can't blame it on hip hop. You can't blame it on nothing like that. You gotta say, I gotta take the initiative. I gotta be the first person. It gotta start with me, and then it start with my homie, and then we all build, and then we all teach each other, and we all learn how to, you know, maintain and how to grow. We can't fall no more. We gotta really take responsibility. Say enough is enough. Black on black crime is just really the worst thing at this point. Is a disgrace to the struggle. Is a period, point blank period. Is a whole disgrace to the struggle of the people who try to lay it down before us. And I can't sit here and just sit up here, papered up, and then act like I don't see what's going on, because it touches me.
Definitely. So look, we're going to talk more with Nas right after this number 7 video. Here go the clips. Pharrell, I'm good. We're here with Nas. He's written an open letter to the young people involved with the violent beating death of Chicago teenager Dorian Albert. And we was talking during the break. You know what I think made the situation worse? Is you always hear the gang violence. You always hear stuff happening. But when we saw the footage, you took a look at the
footage. Yeah, I saw some of it. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And without that footage, I probably wouldn't even be feeling it the way I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? Because it happened all the time. So with the footage, I saw it on the news. You know what I mean? It made me really write my blog, write the letter I wrote to the young warriors.
And people had the cameras and was taping it, and I'm like, damn, the person taping it couldn't even put the camera down and run over and help. Like, where's the line drawn between, you know, taping it and looking at it and somebody stepping in and say, this kid's gonna die?
I mean, he's probably scared, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he had to feel something with the camera, you know, and if he didn't have that camera, you know, the impact wouldn't be as strong, you know?
Very true. All right, so we're gonna take another quote from your letter. Warriors, and instead of building each other up, we are at war with each other. May the soul of this young person find peace with the Almighty. I'm with you, young warriors. You're me and I'm you. But trust me, you are fighting the wrong war. You said they're fighting the wrong war. How can young people out there, channel that energy and that anger into positivity and do productive things?
Fighting the wrong war, we fighting each other. You know, instead of looking for a job, we need to look for a career. We need to create our own jobs. There ain't no jobs out there for us that really is going to satisfy us. We got to create our own jobs. It ain't just selling mixtapes. It ain't always going to be music. It ain't always going to be athletics. You know what I'm saying? It's not about a hustle all the time. It's about really, really working to build up things that you think, that you may imagine and you think can't become reality, but the real is you can do anything you want to do. We have the mind power. It's our world. We have the knowledge. We have the resources. We can do whatever we want. I've been around the world. I wish I could take my hood with me to the places I've been to see all of these things, all these places that we have influence. You know what I'm saying? Look at us. It's BET. We don't even have to call it BET no more. It don't have to be black entertainment. We know who we are. You know, the award shows, the ratings on the BET award shows surpass MTV and everybody. So it's beyond black. We already established we black. We American now. So what we have to do is make the whole world know that we know what we've given the world. The whole world is doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have no more time left to kill each other. Thugging is... We're going to thug, but it's the majority of that is played out. It's time for a new day. We got Barack in office in Chicago. I got love for you, but in Chicago is where the most deaths is happening in the whole America.
Exactly.
So Chicago, I really want y'all to help us make all Americans better, make African Americans better, and really right now take control of your destiny.
I'm with you. You know, we're gonna speak with the producers. We got to get out there. You and me, and we may have to call Jay and Puff and the whole hip hop and Russell, and we might have to go to Chicago. You recently welcomed a son into this world.
Yeah. Shout out to my son Knight.
What are you gonna instill in him so that hopefully he can lead the next generation and not succumb to the same things that this generation is going through?
I mean, you know, he's got a job ahead of him, but you know, he's gonna be cool because I definitely, as long as I'm here, I'm definitely want to tell him the right things. You know, I've seen too many people. I've seen the murderers. I've known them. I've seen the people, the victims get killed. I've known them. So it's like, since I've seen that, I gotta be able to, you know, school him on what to look out for and what he can become, because other things got to be cool to us rather than just holding iron. Other things got to be cool to us, because if we change things that's cool to us, we can flip everything around and get into our position where we're supposed to have been years ago. So I want to tell him that.
I don't think you could have said it any better. Give it up one more time for Nas. Nas, you're our first guest on the show talking about this, but this is an open letter for the rest of the hip-hop community. You actors, you athletes, you rappers, come on the show. We appreciate you so much for stepping up to the forefront and writing that letter. Hopefully we'll make some baby steps towards the right direction. For more information on this story, what we want you to do is log on to BET.com. They can also log on to Global Grind to see the rest of the letter as well,
Absolutely,
right? All right, so make sure you read the letter. It's a really good one. We're going to take a quick break. We got the new joint of the day coming up next. Nas in the building on BET's 106.5.